Welcome back to another episode of Music is My Mantra, where we explore all things music and wellness. Today I have a very special guest, Nakeya Fields. She is an entrepreneur, a speaker, an author, and a board licensed therapist. We're going to talk about foundation. Therapeutic Play Foundation. Yes. Perfect. It's right in front of me.
Yes. I'm giving you hints.
Thank you. Yes. And I'm so excited to have you here today because I have not had a certified therapist on my show yet. And on top of that, you were introduced or recommended to me by my friend Julie Mutnansky, who is an old friend of mine all the way back through high school days. So I just, any recommendations from her I know are going to be awesome.
Hey, girl. Hey. Thank you for the connect.
Yes. So great. And we're doing it live in person, which is so much better than Zoom. So this is going to be a very special episode. For all of our listeners out there, stay tuned for the whole thing because we're going to be talking about a very special event coming up at the end of the month that you'll definitely want to check out and attend. So with that, Nakeya, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Happy to have you.
Yeah.
You have been doing therapy, and we had a little conversation before this, many other odd jobs.
Yes,
in the
I've done
pursuit
it all.
of building your business.
One of my cousins calls me a Jamaican because they're known for having multiple, multiple jobs and ability to do it all.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I can do that. I've always had, since high school, 3+ jobs.
Amazing.
I don't know why.
That's cool.
Trying to hustle, probably.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Totally. That's awesome. When did you know that you wanted to go into this type of work?
Well, as a play therapist,
Mm-hmm.
I think it comes from, I was a adult child, they call them parentified.
Okay.
So I had a lot of responsibilities early.
Yeah.
My mom was a teen mom, but she did such a great job. My grandma helped raise me as well.
Cool.
So I was very close to my family, felt very supported. But I also think that because I had a mom in such a young age to me, that I sort of was a parallel experience of learning how to navigate the world as a young woman, a young Black woman. And I think every step of the way, I learned how to use my personality, my relationships to be the best that I can be. And eventually, it led to being this, a playful person in general. I always felt loved. I felt safe. I felt the most energetic and happy when I'm doing something art or dancing. I was in dance. So I think I just always gravitated to what felt good.
Yeah.
I want to feel good. I want to feel happy. I want to laugh. I want to move my body. And the more I worked in environments where that wasn't accessible to me, I was like, nah, none of that. I had enough growing up and having to be.
Yeah.
And then now I'm backwards. I'm how about we just play with toys? How about that?
That's amazing.
I have a Barbie. Did you see the new Barbie movie?
Oh, I did. Yes.
So good. We could talk about that therapeutically because there's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much to unpack. We have a whole episode about the Barbie movie.
Okay.
From a therapeutic standpoint, including music. I think so because there's even whole music montages. We could talk forever.
I had a lot to say about that movie because
Okay, so but reeling it back, with Barbie and any movie that's out there, you just have this identity that you can have through music and communicate it through music. And I think it's just lovely to be able to play. Yeah, dance. So the awkward Barbie?
Oh, yeah.
The Barbie with the foot?
Yes, yes.
There's a collectible that I ordered. It's in my bookshelf.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Yes.
awesome.
So that's how playful I am when I talk about the toys. It's I love the movies that are fun. I love to engage in that. So of course my career had to manifest into something where I still got to be joyful and I still got to hang out with people who make me laugh and be happy. But it was heavily cultivated. I had to work jobs that I did not love. Yes,
well,
a lot of them.
I know you mentioned when you were just getting this business off the ground, you had some opposition from clients because you had the vision and the knowledge, but there was maybe some pushback on why play is important.
Yeah, there was a while when I was becoming a registered play therapist. It's an official thing. Registered play therapist is a full-blown certification that you can get.
So cool.
You know, after you get your master's degree, like as a marriage and family therapist or a social worker, you can then get additional certifications that make you a specialist in some kind of thing that you're interested in. Not everybody has to get like a specialty. There are a lot of generalists out there, just like doctors who do whatever they do.
Like your general family doctor or something like that.
Yeah, but I chose to become more specialized in play because I just told you I want to have fun.
Yeah.
I like to feel good. And for us, play therapy is like to be joyful in the moment with the support of a mental health professional, right? So back then, that's what it is. Well, that's what we call it at Therapeutic Play Foundation. But back then, play therapy didn't have a lot of evidence. There was not a lot of research about the benefits of play. There was not a lot of scientific backing, but now there is. Like even in neuroscience, like in conferences, they're talking about how like mindfulness and being present and having enriched environments helps rebuild the brain when there's trauma. So when all that comes out now, back then I had people running in my play therapy sessions because I was playing with the kid or making music or writing poetry with them. And they would say I wasn't doing real therapy. But I would beg to differ. I was like, this kid opens up to me. This kid trusts me. This kid is creating and expressing themselves, not through words and telling me, oh, I feel sad, because maybe they don't have those words. But they are making very aggressive, angry music and punching out the walls and stuff like that. So they need to get that out. So why wouldn't you allow this way of being? But because back then, I guess I'm not going to say my age, but it was a couple of decades, right? So in the beginning of my career, I'd be working with these youth who were in schools that they were called non-public schools back then. And it meant that they got kicked out of their public school and they were sort of in these little private schools that were kind of like for kids with behaviors. So that was who I worked with. And I would mostly do things like write poetry to do a rap song at the end. And they would love it. And they would really process through writing poetry every week they saw me, and then the finale at the school year was getting to rap their poetry. They loved that.
A concert at the end.
A little concert for the group that I pulled out, and it was like the same group of like 4 to 5 kids. So I created a small group therapy format, and it was so effective. The parents were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm either playing video games with them, playing basketball with them, or I'm letting them express themselves in some creative way." And they were like, "Really, what else?" And I was like, "Well, this is play therapy." And it was in the beginning of me just getting trainings. So I had to do my hours that you need to do to get credentialed, and I became a supervisor in it. As my career grew, my authority grew. And then therefore I started my foundation, Therapeutic Play Foundation, and it's my form of play therapy. And my form of play therapy is through collective care, that we take care of each other. Like we have to care about ourselves and we have to care about each other. And we have to communicate about that care. And I think one of the best ways is music. You know, we all singing along to that song together. We all know, you know, they not like us. They not like us. Don't you know it? Like, right? Why do you do it? Because LA is like that. That's where we are.
I love LA. That's so good.
That was not scripted. That was the LA pride that was happening right here. Through music. You know, that's what Kendrick Lamar did for us. And it was therapeutic in a way to go through this summer.
Finally an artist from LA.
That like, you know, I miss Tupac forever. But, you know, it's nice to have him for the hip hop community. We have so many other great artists who are in LA.
Flares are back.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Man, it's so cool. What does it look like day to day for you today?
My play?
Your play, your work.
Like what's a normal day in the life of Nakeya Fields?
Yeah, I know. Well, one thing I know that you also are a yoga teacher. So it feels like play can be just so versatile. And so, yeah, you said music is obviously a big part of that. Tell me about, your day-to-day.
My day-to-day. Yeah. I think as a business owner, and I own 2 businesses, so one of my businesses is not really mine because a public charity isn't owned by anyone. And so I'm the founder of Therapeutic Play Foundation, which we've been talking about. And I founded it I think it's about 10 years old this year, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
I know. Happy anniversary, Therapeutic Play Foundation. But it started because I was doing contract work through my for-profit business. And I found that there were a lot of people who I didn't accept their insurance, or they didn't understand how to access our services through the ways that I was doing the services. So I had to start the nonprofit and get grants and do things for free pro bono. That's how I was of service with my license, like by starting the nonprofit. It wasn't really that big for many, many years. And now we're into having the for-profit and the nonprofit concurrently with me as the leader. I'm also a mom. And I just love living my life. So I'm super busy all the time. So my day-to-day is never, ever the same. There might be a crisis over here. There might be some experience that I wanted to have. I will change my day any moment if I want to go to Disneyland. I have an annual pass. So like honestly, tomorrow yes, I need some extreme play. So it might be like, hold up, I'm at Disneyland. Let me take this meeting in the bathroom real quick. Because a lot of meetings are virtual. I've also I just got back from traveling through Asia. I was in Bali and I was in Japan. I went all through Japan, all the northern and the south. Tokyo, Kyoto.
Amazing.
It was just amazing. And Sapporo. And so I was in the snow and then I was in the hot. It was lovely. So I took a pottery class. I did a knife making thing with my son because he went with me on the trip.
That's awesome.
So anyway, it might change every single day because that's the life I've cultivated, a life of like, nothing's the same. That's boring. You know, like I think I would be really bored if I woke up every day and I did the same thing. But I would say that most of my days look like waking up, having coffee, walking my dog, hanging out with my son, taking him to school when it's school time. Trying to wake him up right now in the summer because he's going through a summer growth phase and he's sleeping a lot. But also always involving my son and my dog and whatever crisis is happening, probably a virtual meeting, a phone call, and then me disappearing into probably an audiobook and a good playlist. I have my favorite playlist. It's called the Smile Playlist. That comes every day too. So if I see my child and I see my dog and I'm in my house, which is also a constant, also there's the music. Always constantly in my ear while I'm cleaning up, while I'm doing something, while I'm reading. I can listen to music while I'm reading. So always multitasking in this brain. And that's probably what it looks like. Just always focused on one thing at a time. But then getting a lot done in a 24 with the music in the background.
What are some of the songs on that playlist?
My number one, I probably was the first one on the list, is Keep On Singing My Song by Christina Aguilera. Have you ever heard it? Oh, it's totally like an anthem for like, keep going. Keep going.
I was like a huge Christina Aguilera fan growing up. So
yeah, I was totally
surprised.
a fan.
I don't know that one. I'm gonna look it up.
I was like waiting in line to see Burlesque when it came out with her and Cher. I was ready.
Oh my god!
It's like yes. I wish I could sing like that. I'd be trying. And outside the room, I'm sure people are very like, is she being murdered? Because it's really hard to try to sing Christina Aguilera.
She's on her own. Next level.
I was trying though, especially when I really need to sing the song. There's an end note. You'll see. Everybody go listen to the song if you've never heard it, where she just holds the note forever. That's when I sound like I'm actually being murdered. Good release, though.
I used to try to mimic her singing, and my stepdad would come and knock on the door and be like, quiet! Because I just was in my own world. Like, I had probably for hours, you know, and they're just like, okay, maybe we can take a little break.
I like those women anthems because it connects to me as a woman in this world. Sometimes you need to feel powerful. Sometimes you need to feel vulnerable, and singing along with stuff like that, you know, and letting yourself go and be like, oh, it's hard and it feels like this, but I'm not going to be that way. And it's kind of like an affirmation for you.
Totally.
I've always used music to be like, go girl. So like if I'm feeling upset or mad at somebody, I have to go put on Beethoven, Moonlight Sonata.
I love that.
So that's a good running song.
I used to run to Beethoven.
Yes, it's the best. Like I
thought I was like
a weirdo. No,
Beethoven and Glenn Miller, like an old school big band. Like totally not your typical.
I know people were like, "Why are you listening to this?" And I was like, "Because it's the best."
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So that's on your playlist, your Smile playlist.
Yes, it's totally on there. And when it comes on, I either want to just like the Beethoven, the Moonlight Sonata especially, I just really love it. All the versions, there's a couple of like remixes that are like fire.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Is your playlist public? Should we link it to the...
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, leave my playlist alone.
Never mind. I won't go there.
Let me think about it.
Yeah.
It feels like private, like that's my
Totally.
spio playlist.
Yeah.
But maybe I never thought about it. It is on
Yeah.
Spotify. I think
Well,
you could share.
Up to you.
Yeah, let me think, y'all.
Yeah.
If you really want it, call her.
Yeah. Leave some comments.
Say, if enough people do, I will make it public.
All right. That sounds like a good plan.
Good.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So what do you do yoga for yourself also, or is that more of like a part of your teaching and play?
No, it's my practice.
Okay, cool.
I have never taught yoga. Like I have never gone in a studio and said I'm a yoga teacher. Yeah. I actually went through the teacher training, which I love my sisters at One Down Dog. That's where I did mine.
Okay.
It was in what's
Silver
that
Lake?
City? Yeah, Silver Lake.
Yeah, I've been there to that one
but I
before.
think the where I did the training was no, it wasn't Eagle Rock. It was the Silver Lake location that I did the training.
Awesome.
And it was quite a long training. It was very intensive on me. I went right after I had my child because that's when I got into yoga. Like it was like a practice of recovery because I know you're not a mom yet, but there was some recovery needed.
I've heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
And yoga was a big part of like me just sort of centering who I was now as because my identity changed. I was just by myself, and then I was an entrepreneur, and now I'm an entrepreneur with a child, and I need childcare for everything. Yeah. And also the needs of me were different. So yoga became something I put on my schedule as a consistent routine. And I noticed it started to regulate me in general, my ability to make choices. Awesome. And breathe and just kind of like continue on even through hard things, Yeah. So yoga is my centering. Poses. Well, I think I do restorative yoga.
Well, okay.
Have you ever been to a restorative yoga class?
I have. Yeah.
I love it. And yin.
So relaxing.
Yin.
So yin is. I always thought before I did I did a 200 teacher out or
that was mine 200
training.
too.
Yeah, and I thought that yin and restorative were the same thing before I did that class. I had no idea. Yeah. But so yin is like more poses. Like you're in the poses.
You're holding
for a lot
it
longer. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's where like
attention.
I feel like the mental training comes in.
It might be a more difficult pose or something where you hold a lot of tension or stress, which is why I got into it. I got into it purposefully because I was a mental health professional who was going through a huge life transition that was impacting my mental health. Like I was different. I was confused about identity. Yeah. I used to call it the motherhood transition, and I would do groups for mothers. And I still to this day still do a lot of maternal mental health outreach because of how much I noticed I needed community, I needed art, I needed something to ground me in this new life that I had to build.
One of my biggest fears is like that postpartum phase. Like
it is no joke.
Yeah.
It is no joke. Mommy's out there, daddy's out there. It's not just individual to mothers and fathers. It's to anybody that's having a new entity in their life to accommodate for and always responsible for. It's a shift. It's a huge shift of always thinking for other, of how you live your life. And even the things you enjoy, like my music. I remember I was telling friends, which is why I moved into the yoga therapy and the art therapy and the somatic work, is because I realized after I gave birth how disconnected I was from my body. I used to be a really good dancer, salsa dancing. I was on the dance team in college and high school. I love to dance. I still love to, but I noticed that after I gave birth, I was like, did I lose my rhythm? Like I even would be like off rhythm. I'm like, what is happening? Something happened. Like another out of body experience, which is again back to music that I was confused about. Like whether my body liked to dance to this, it was a lot of things going on that I actually had to
complete
work on.
Recalibration.
Wow. And then the way I approached that, like feeling that I lost rhythm, was trying to connect more to my body through the yoga. And then I got exposed to sound healing. And I got exposed to that through some of the ladies in my yoga teacher training who were already practicing it, already facilitating things. And I went through that training not to be like a yoga teacher, but to add like, because I had already been exposed to it personally, how much it was helping me. Yeah. And I thought, I could add it to my repertoire, my toolbox of what I can do for my clients. But I just didn't realize how much it would change me to go through the teacher training, realize how beneficial it was to the clients who really did the work of like having a practice. So yeah, my daily life might be breath work, not always yoga, but at least 2 times, 3 times a week, I will go to I go to hot yoga to hold a pose.
Oh yeah, in the heat, it totally opens you up.
Oh my God, it just feels like you come out like you got like 2 massages. Like, it's really nice. I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. So I have like the trifecta of the sound healing, the yoga, and like warmth. Give me a hug.
Oh my gosh. I go to hot yoga like almost 3 to 5 times a week probably.
Oh, yeah. Lucky you. But you go to a studio, you must have a membership.
Oh yeah. Well, so I have like a VIP membership because that's where I did my training. So
okay.
They
hook you up.
They got me a discount. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. It's expensive.
Yeah, it is. That's one of those luxury, but it's so good for you, and it really does help your health.
And I'm like, well, I'm limited, so I might as well go as much
as I
please.
Can, I would do it too. Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
If you were close, I'd be like, where's the studio?
Yeah. Well, one of these days you have to come with me.
Yes, I'm down.
Cool. Yeah. It's in El Porto, so not too far. But back to you. So when you're working in sessions, you said you like to use collaborative, what did you call it?
Collective care.
Collective care.
Yes. Well, I don't really see clients anymore. I used to see clients individually where I would, when I first started training as a restorative yoga therapist, I would sit there and do adjustments. You know what adjustments are. Yeah. So they loved it because, a lot of people are not exposed to yoga.
Yeah. And they don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing, and
even
they're scared to do
training,
it.
I'd been doing it for like a decade and I still didn't have the right,
and you don't have to be an expert.
No. But when I felt like the adjustments made me go deeper into a pose and that sort of thing.
And it just feels nurturing, especially for people who are not touched a lot. So there are a lot of people who don't get touched. And we're not talking in a sexual way, an intimate way. It's just, we do need human contact. Like it's just very necessary for human behavior to engage with somebody else's energy sometimes and maybe hold their hand or touch them in some way because it's just good for us. It's something about our nervous system gets regulated. And I think that if you don't do that a lot or you don't have it, when somebody touches you in a way that makes you feel safe, you can release something deeper. So what adjustments would do, I will put them in the Supta Baddha, which is, just sitting there with butterfly legs open with pillows underneath them and then lay back. And then I would sit behind them with my hands on their shoulders.
Okay.
A rest, like a weight. And they say if you put weighted blankets on you, it helps calm you down when you're having an anxiety attack. So if you're in Supta Baddha, somebody's behind you and their hands are on your shoulders and you're just talking about something, you don't have to look at them. You don't have to make eye contact and be like, I'm talking about something scary to me that traumatized me. You don't have to make no connection to any human. Yeah. But you can feel that weight on your shoulders during that story. And that was really a therapeutic practice.
A fully grounded experience.
A fully grounded experience. And then the Supta Baddha with the hips open, the hips are where we hold our stress. So by doing that, allowing that release, there was a lot of processing that was happening with my clients. And once I saw how much that was beneficial, one client at a time, I started to grow my nonprofit and also my for-profit business to be more intentional around exposing more people to these holistic practices and how music, so that kind of restorative yoga in conjunction with like the sound waves of sound healing or listening to your favorite song that reminds you of your childhood or being happy, it's all therapeutic in nature if you choose to make it so. So the idea of collective care is to expose more people to these experiences that I got as a new mother, somebody who felt isolated. My whole family lives in the IE and I'm out here in LA. Yeah. And for me to find community as a new mother was very therapeutic through the yoga community, even if they weren't parents. Yeah. And then to also be exposed to what made my body feel good and the practices that made my body feel good. It was like a trifecta of yes. Yes. That does sound amazing. Right? Yeah. So I just am out here trying to share the love and enlighten more people into how important it is to take care of ourselves, whatever that looks like.
Yeah. That's so cool. So when you're saying growing the experience, you have multiple people going through, am I?
Yeah, that's what happened is I went from being one individual to being a community-based organization that does wellness labs in the community. And one of the things is what you mentioned, the event. We're doing a benefit concert on July 20th. I think it's at 2 p.m. It's in the middle of the day. Yeah. And first 50 people get free alcohol, so you better go there early. Sponsored by tequila. It's like a tequila company for the first 50 people. But I think that what I'm excited about with the benefit concert is like we've expanded the idea that safe spaces are not just with your therapist. And it's not just because we did restorative yoga, because you might not be ready for that, you know, to be that deep and that grounded and that trusting of somebody else. You might not be ready, but you might be ready to dance it out and be like, yes, get this energy out. And I don't have to do it that way. So there's different ways for you to feel safe and to feel like you can heal and let go of behaviors and patterns that don't serve you. Yes. And I think that's sort of, that's why I was so excited to get on your show, because I'm not like what you call a certified music therapist, but I do consider myself a trauma-informed anxiety specialist. Yes. Alongside the play, me incorporating yoga, me incorporating pottery. I've been doing pottery in our wellness labs. We've been doing paint nights. Just art in some way, all the way, all the time while we play music. All this is to help us regulate our nervous system, help us bring us back to a stable position where we can make good choices. Most of us have been so dysregulated for so long at this point that it's just our natural way of being. And if you don't have practices in your life that help you get to a point where you know that you are calm or not calm, then you can't make good decisions. And then your life kind of runs you and you don't run your life, but you're the queen.
A reaction.
Yeah, everything's a reaction or a response.
Yes, there we go.
Right?
That's, yeah.
So queens respond, kings respond, pawns react. Like, oh, what did the king say? What did the queen say? You know, you get to say what happens in your life. You have the utmost authority. And I think that's sometimes because I say it as a therapist, people believe me. But if you said it, they might be like, oh, well, my therapist didn't say it. You know, like, it's not because I said it, it's because you said it.
It is interesting that there is, like, in the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years, it's become cool. Like, you have to talk to your therapist about everything. But it's like, well, why?
Or ChatGPT, I heard. I heard that's the new therapist. I heard. It's not, y'all.
It's not. It's just
not,
a
but they do know a lot of you.
Yeah. I think ChatGPT is super helpful, but you definitely have to be mindful about using it, like anything else, right? Like,
it's so helpful. It's like I call it my best friend. I was like, I'm gonna name her soon. I know it's a girl because she got my voice,
right?
You know, her name's probably Sasha Fierce Nakeya or something. I'm gonna still Beyonce and then add my name at the end. I don't know, but I feel like that's how I'm training my ChatGPT to be like a beast.
Yeah.
You know, so she helps me with all the things.
Mine too.
But not my therapy though.
Yeah.
Although I do think it's sort of therapeutic to save time.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, with the content creation that I'm making, like if it wasn't for ChatGPT, it would be like 3 times as much work.
Totally.
Yeah. And so I get to do this podcast because I made more time in my life, which is amazing.
Such an awesome podcast.
Thank you. Tell us more about some of the other events that you've had. Like, well, you've said painting, dance. Like, when you go to plan these events, how do you start? Are you thinking about like what resources you have, or first and foremost, like the people that are going to show up, or both in tandem? I'm curious just to know a little bit about your process. Yeah,
it's pretty cool because we're grant funded for a lot of our outreach events. Cool. So generally we applied for funding to do what we're trying to do, and we rationalized it to somebody at a deep level with lots of pages probably in words. So we said like something.
The outlining and writing you're talking about.
Okay. So essentially I might have pitched to, I'll tell you about our food bank. We have a monthly food bank at St. Bridget Church. It's off of Western in South LA. And we've been in partnership. It's one of the biggest Catholic churches in America.
Wow.
And they're such a great partner. They allow us to serve their constituents once a month in partnership with the LA Regional Food Bank. And we go there with music. We have tables where we share healthcare access resources. There's a table for signing up for Medi-Cal or CalFresh or all the resources that you need. And they're giving away food like pears and lettuce and cabbage and broccoli and these vegetables that people need. And in the world that's going on right now out there, we've even had people come all the way from Long Beach to South LA just to get food. And that's indicative of what's going on in the world, right?
Yeah.
So at that food bank, we do wellness labs. Like we have a photo booth where they're dressing up like they're powerful and documenting the good in a video that gets texted to them. We have a mobile health clinic that's there. So the wellness stations are intended to be interactive learning opportunities for them to learn about the different self-awareness types I created a brain well-being model, it's called. It's all trademarked and everything.
Brain well-being.
Yeah, so I create trainings and curriculums for high schools and middle schools.
So cool.
And one of my DMH, Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health, is one of our funders.
Oh, huge.
So that's why we get to do these wellness labs in schools. And so we've targeted middle school kids to teach them how to run the labs themselves in their schools. So that's a project that we've been funded for 2 years, and we're in our second year. And we have 3 pilot schools that we're partnering with. So some of these events are at the schools where the students can come to our food bank and do a wellness lab at the food bank as a part of their community service. So that's the process, is that the purpose is to expose more youth to healthcare careers, but also provide opportunities for wellness for the community, the school community, the students, the families, the parents of the kids.
And just being exposed to it is huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is based in art and gardening, because that program with DMH is called Art Gardening.
Okay.
And so we're exposing them to the brain well-being model, which is teaching them how to basically know what's happening with their body, what's happening in their relationships with other people, what is the story they tell themselves about themselves.
That's huge.
And also, what do you want for yourself in the future? Like, what's your purpose? So that model helps, like, and I'm trying to aim even at preschool.
Wow.
So these wellness labs are not only for just like, come hang out and feel safe. It's like educating full communities, and I'm aiming at the future.
Yeah.
Like, this current present will be okay.
Yeah.
But our children, the people who are growing up in this, even the really young ones, they need to have awareness about how to be accountable to themselves and how to have purpose in life.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to just live life with no purpose. It makes you stagnant.
Yes.
And it makes you icky inside, I have to say.
Yeah.
No purpose.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time to hate.
Yeah.
Or be icky.
Yeah. Troll on the internet.
Or troll the internet. Or just do anything that's just, what's the point? Like, you don't know where you're going. You're just like aimlessly down a road. So that's why, as a, you got your first therapist. I'm so passionate about it. And my specialty is trauma, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, I feel like we did our LA, right?
Yeah.
LA is traumatized. We just went through some fires.
Yeah.
We got all kind of stuff going on outside. I don't know about you, but a lot of us been staying inside.
Yeah.
So I came all the way here to you today to be outside with you.
Yeah.
Because we're spreading a message about love and joy through music, which is a counter message to what else is being broadcast very loudly out there.
Yeah. Well, and I really believe that music and community like can give you purpose. Like this is something that I've had to work through even just in the past couple podcast episodes. I've been talking about how I've really come back to music, and it's just given me so much more inspiration. And part of that is because I'm playing with other people, and it's not even about like getting my music out there to like become famous or like, at one point I was like, I'm going to win a Grammy, and like it's not about that anymore. It's literally just like the connection and creation that comes with playing with other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Play now, thrive later. That's our tagline.
Play now, thrive later.
Yes. Play music now, thrive later. Play something now later.
And thrive while you're playing. Like,
right?
Yes. I mean,
the whole circle.
So cool.
It's a circle of life. See, everything has a song.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's true. It's true. You would fit right in with my family.
Right? Like everything. I was like, I know that song. That goes with it. That's the soundtrack from this movie. Yeah. I like everything. Did you see K-pop? What's that? The Demon? What's it called? No, you have to watch it on Netflix.
Okay.
Your audience knows.
Yeah.
Because we're all obsessed.
Probably.
So it up, pop. I'm serious.
Is it like the Butter song? No.
What's the Butter song? Is there another?
Yeah, that's like the K-pop.
Oh, I go research Butter and you go research the K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop Demon Hunters is the name of it.
Okay, K-pop.
It's totally like I don't know if it's only my social media feed, but obviously I'm feeding into it because I'm loving the K-pop cartoon Demon Hunters.
Now it's gonna be all over my feed.
The whole soundtrack is fire. Fire.
Is it on your Smile playlist?
Yes, already.
Is there any bad music?
No, I think it's your mood, right? Yeah. So I do know that there was a research article that I was reading that said somebody listening to Eminem's 8 Mile felt more angry after rapping it versus I feel like Jamiroquai, remember his like really famous song? It's something that helps you regulate your system because of the megahertz of whatever music he's using.
Okay.
So there is literally research out there that says there is music that increases certain emotions.
Feelings,
so that's why, like, if you just want to let some energy out, go listen to all the like letting it out. Like you angry, you want to curse somebody out, like let's do this. You know you do them raps where you're like, like, but you have to like be into it. Like there'll be days when I'd be like so mad, but okay, let me go play this song. And I'll like curse that person out to that whole song. Like I'm ready. And then now that I did it, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it in real life.
Yeah.
I was just doing it in the bathroom. I just did it today with my headphones and like people listen outside like, she okay? She really liked that song. Yeah, but the best place to do that is the car. Like everybody expects you to do that.
Honestly,
you know? Especially in traffic.
That's the one thing after moving back to California, like my space in my car is like holy ground. Like I cry in my car. I sing at the top of my lungs in my car. Yeah.
It's our safe space. Yeah, so I don't think there's any bad music. I think there is bad media. There's bad ingesting of words that you hear from other people, like in your life. So if you are noticing in your body that you are constantly, when you hear that song, feeling tight and stressed out, you see yourself jittery, then maybe right now you don't need to listen to that song because something about the cadence is like bringing you up and inflaming you. So I guess I'm just advocating for self-awareness of the power of whatever you ingest, whatever words, whatever cadence, it all impacts your energy.
Yes.
So not bad, but you can make it bad.
No, the self-awareness is huge. Yeah. So in your method, what is it? The brain
well-being model.
Brain well-being model. Do you teach any kind of meditation, or it sounds like it's pretty holistic? Like, can you tell us a little more about it?
Yeah, I think the whole idea is that you become aware enough to know when things impact you. And in order to become aware, you have to have a practice of bringing yourself to awareness. And I think the easiest way that everybody has, I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. I wonder if I don't tell her to stop, will she just die? Because everybody has the power to breathe. Okay. Right? So
I wonder how long you
can do it forever until you're done, right? So I think we all have the ability to do breath work. Like it is available to us. And I think just, 10 deep breaths in and out, making sure your belly rises when you're inhaling. Full breaths. They call it diaphragm breaths. So you just have to fully do that when you're feeling out of sorts and all that good stuff. And I think for me, it's not that the brain well-being model incorporates like making them do anything. I think really the idea is that they have to be aware enough of themselves and what are the practices you're doing to bring that awareness. So that's why I'm bringing up the music, because sometimes when you notice you really need the angry music, what's going on in your life that you're so angry about? Or if you always need something to stabilize you and bring you down, like if I needed my Moonlight Sonata, every single day, like what's going on with me? Is there some routine? Is there some job? Is there some person? Is there some habit that just doesn't serve me? And I think that's what the brain well-being model is trying to do without forcing anybody to meditate or go to a sound bath or do anything they are not interested in. That's the whole point. You have to choose things that make you feel joyful or things that help you get to a point where you can make healthy choices. And the only place to make the healthy choices is in the pause. So if you don't have, they're called restorative practices, which is music is one of them. So if you don't have a restorative practice that you engage in, you will engage in illness.
Never thought about it that way, but that's pretty true.
Yeah.
Music, I guess, has been my restorative practice. Well, and yoga, but yeah.
So anything that restores the energy back to its base level and that you don't feel depleted on a regular basis. So that means you must be doing some kind of restorative practice right now, right? Because you look so glowing and beautiful.
Thank you.
You're white. It looks like it. So if that was you returning to music, congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. It's always worked for me.
Good. Me too.
Awesome. And so you said you've been doing pottery.
Yes, I love
lately.
pottery.
Is that
only hand building? So for my artists out there who are ceramics,
I've never done.
You
it
don't
before.
know? Okay, that you take me to your hot yoga. I'll take you to my one of my studios. I love Pot LA. There's one in it's on Jefferson.
Okay.
I forget. It's almost it's like West Adams, I think. Anyway, I really like that studio. And I used to take live figure sculpting, which was basically sculpting a naked person in the front of the room.
Or like what?
No, it's a live person in the front of the room naked.
Okay.
Okay.
But then you're sculpting
clay.
Of the person.
So the person's up there, and then you start with the legs, and you make the legs, and you make the body, and then it's like a 4-hour class, and at the end you have this figure of this person in front of it. And what's interesting about the class is everybody's figurine looks different, but we all say this is all the same person. So that's when I first fell in love when I tried a live figure sculpting class. But I've gone to so many different classes that are hand building. Now the wheel, I think I'm a little bit too anxious because, or I'm like too creative because I can never stop. So the wheel is where you get on there and you're supposed to stop after you make the plate or the vase. I'm just still like, which is why hand building is good for me because you have to keep messing.
The opposite of the wheel, I guess. Like whenever you're not using the wheel, it's hand building.
Okay. Hand building is when you have a piece of clay on a table and you are just manipulating it with just your hands or whatever your tools. The wheel, there's a wheel with a step that you got to press to make the speed.
I don't think I've done the wheel, but I do remember in elementary school, I made a little clay dog.
Oh, it was probably fun.
It was really fun. Yeah. Now that I'm going back in that place. Yeah.
And then also clay is where it's one of those things where you could be really aggressive and angry too. The clay is very forgiving, except for on the wheel. I'm just telling you, the wheel is hard for me, but my son, he's like a natural. Like every time we go to a class and there's wheel, he's just he makes these beautiful things. And I was like, since he was 10, and I was like, what is happening here with my lopsided bowl that can't? And I've gone to so many wheel classes to learn. I cannot center. It's called centering, where you're supposed to put it right in the center of the wheel so that it can live. But mine never lives.
Just slopes off.
Yeah, it's totally. If I show you all my wheel stuff is sideways. It's got a botched bottom, and he's like, "Oh, that's a real bowl." He has real bowls, real plates that he did in one session.
That's
I'm
awesome.
Why? I can't do it.
So when you're hand building, what are you making?
For me, I've made so many things because I have my own home studio in my garage.
Cool. Okay,
I'm quite obsessed. I really like pottery.
I love that.
I've made incense holder that was full of the moon cycles. So it was the new moon to the full moon. And then I poke a little hole, and then now I put my incense in there, and then it captures, when the incense drop. I made a cup. I made a lot of live figures. I've been to so many of those classes. What have I also made? I made a lot of heart jars. So all my art have art, a heart somewhere, a little heart on the foot, or over here she's sitting on a heart, some kind of figure has a heart. It's I don't know why, but they might be easy. Who knows? But I have a whole bunch of little heart containers that have crystals in them because I collect crystals.
Nice.
So there's a lot of crystals that have been cleansed and saged over and give me good energy.
Yeah.
In these little ceramic things that I've made all through my house.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh. What's your favorite crystal? Sorry, I feel we're getting off topic here.
No,
I also really love rocks.
Yes, these are my favorite. Okay. So these have been with me. You know how they say when you have crystals that are yours, you keep them until they're they leave you because you don't need them anymore. That's the saying. Yes, so this is white quartz and kyanite. So kyanite is for willpower, strength of will. And then white quartz amplifies whatever it's partnered with. So this has been my partner, I would say, since my son was born. I lost it at one point, and I know where it was, and it showed up in my drawer in one of my pants. It was just there, and I was like, ah! Wow. I was like, oh, you came back to me. I was so happy. It was I won the lottery. Cool. But I love this set. It's always with me. So these are my favorites.
I had speaking of losing things, and a bracelet that was from an ex, more situationship, but someone that I really was obsessed with. And I got it even restrung by this guy that had a handmade little latch and stuff. So I felt like I repurposed it in that sense. But no, on Valentine's Day in New York, it fell off one day.
It was done.
Yeah.
It was done with you. Yeah. It was done.
And I was like, oh, it was Valentine's Day. This is
it was time to let that go.
Yeah.
Universe was like, it's about time.
I was like, I hear you. Okay.
Yes. Probably a lot of things up level for you after you let that go, I'm sure.
Yeah. I still kind of miss the bracelet though.
Yeah. Sometimes you love it.
It's fine.
But it was running from you, though.
Yeah, it really was.
Ran off your wrist.
Yeah. And it's just a bracelet. It's fine. Yeah.
Yes. Or go find one like it.
Yeah. No. I go through phases. The last I don't know, year or so, when I've just been really into building my business. I've been kind of very much doing wearing the same jewelry every single day, and but
consistency.
yeah. But I think now again, playing more shows, it's I get to have fun again, change out my earrings and do something. Yeah, totally. And I've always loved fashion. That's been a big way that I play, and through self-expression. And so it's really interesting to see how I've even shifted my wardrobe in the past year, and I'm who is this person? It's maybe a little bit more professional, whatever that means. But yeah, it's been nice to mix it up a little bit lately. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just needed.
Yeah.
And that's how you become the next version of yourself. Just stay in the same version of yourself. Eventually it's going to get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Now I got to go let some of things go.
Maybe
it's the
grab your next full moon.
Yeah.
Thursday. Do you do that? Yeah. The full moon. You release the things on the full moons, and you call all the things to you on the new moon.
Yes.
So it's a great time to just let go of that which does not serve on a regular basis. The moon's always going to have a cycle. So that's again what I'm talking about. It's you don't have to be all spiritual hooey like me, with my crystals. A lot of my clients want to know about my practices, though. They're so interested. There's been a big turn towards spiritual tools or more ancestral practices as a way to address especially mental health issues. And I wouldn't say that a crystal is going to save your life, but I feel that if you believe the crystal helps you have willpower, then you'll have willpower.
Yeah, I think it all comes back to the intention setting. Yeah.
And the power you give it. So, I always say, crystals are tools for you to set intentions and for you to feel that you have an extra oomph, for the intention, not anything else.
For me, it's it feels like another way to play.
Yeah.
Play
magic.
Yeah, absolutely. I have
with the help of the earth.
Yeah. I remember being a little girl, going on hikes and finding giant quartz crystals, totally always loving rocks.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't discount it. Plus they're pretty.
Yeah. What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
I'm a Libra. I heard Virgos are interesting. You're the same. Beyonce's a Virgo. And I heard she was very, Arr. Are you like that sometimes when you're not joyful?
Yeah. I guess I could be that way. But, I feel
And by I mean just tight.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Okay. Not they're scary.
I can be cutting and direct sometimes, but I feel I've really just having my own practices, and plus growing up, my mom was always think before you speak, so that was so drilled into my head, almost to a default. So I've had to kind of let myself just speak sometimes.
Oh, no, I was just singing a song, Mom. That wasn't me.
It's I almost went too far back, but I feel now, especially the last 2-3 years, I feel there's been some really hard moments, but because of that, it's making me have this whole new perspective on life and settling into the joy. So if I'm at work with clients, sometimes I feel I'm falling into that heaviness, but I try to let it go and come back to this playful space, and that immediately music, friends, community, those just bring me so much joy.
Is it a song that does it for you, or what is the thing that bring you back? Is it you intentionally going to listen to mine is going intentionally when I'm feeling icky?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a beast. I have to admit, I'm a scary person. I'm the oldest. I already got trained to be fearful. Do what I say, And I'm the boss, of a business. I don't even have anybody who could get me in trouble. I was what? What? So there's a spoiledness that happens here.
Yeah. I get that.
But I think that sometimes, the way you do it is the way you do it.
Yeah. No, I definitely, okay. To be fair, one of my editors, I've been very direct with her, you know, like there's been moments and then I'm like, is that like too mean? So now I'm always like, please do this. Like I always say please. But yeah, I get it. Like, I don't know. It's interesting being like the boss because I feel like, especially with the culture that we're in, there's this idea of like the boss babe, you know? And I don't know, it's like it's like powerful women are rewarded, but I feel like it's so much more nuanced than just, I don't know, like being the boss the whole time. Like I try to, like you always have to be the leader, right? Because you just are by default, but I try to always like check in with them at least like once a week just to be like, hey, how are you as a human? You know, not just like forcing. But I don't know. I think I've just had so many toxic bosses in my life. I'm like, I want to be the complete opposite of that. Like, I want people to feel like it's pleasant to work with me and like they want to work with me, you know? Not that I can control their experience, but that's...
Yeah, I've wanted that too, but I'm sure it's been unpleasant to work with me sometimes because I'm also direct like you. And some people don't like to hear feedback from their boss that is not something that they want to hear, you know, like that's constructive feedback. And maybe even the tone, if especially doing it when I don't have a chance to have my restorative practice, probably my tone's a little bit more like, so then I have learned to kind of just remove myself so I'm not with people because I've noticed that because I am the boss, people really take it seriously, whereas I'm just expressing myself, right? Like, so for me, it's way simpler than somebody else. Well, they'll take it personal or they'll be really afraid. I had to like really internalize the amount of power that I do have in the organization. I have the utmost power, but I don't think of it that way. Right. Because it's their livelihood. But for me, it's like I do care about them and people. I have like managers in place in between me and them, right? So you know how you said you check in with them? Yeah. You know, when you're a really small business, it's hard to like spread yourself around to be the check-in for everybody who works with you if you don't have other leadership who partner with you. So I think that was a big thing. This is now entrepreneur conversation.
Yeah,
but that
I love it. No,
that was a big thing for me.
It's really interesting. I think about that a lot because I want to grow my business. It's like basically, well, there's 4 of us, but it's really just 3 of us, and then one girl helps me like a couple hours a week, so she's not super
starts
involved.
there.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like I know that I can't have my hands in everything if I want to scale.
And not stay healthy and not stay nice and not become the toxic boss. So that's the point I was making is that I definitely have had my moments of toxicity and I've addressed it and been like, some people are still with me and like love me despite my icky. That does show up like, cause we're human. When somebody's really stressed out and not engaging in care, their shadows can come out. Like anything they need to do to protect themselves or how they say it. Now, I have never like cursed out nobody like who work for me. Like, oh, yeah, you know how I talked about my rap song? You know, like I'll be really wanting to come for you. Like never for my staff, right? However, they have felt that I was coming for them, even if that wasn't my intention, right? When I just felt I was communicating. So I learn every single day how to like use whatever I have to my availability to be able to show up as my best self I can that day. Yeah. And sometimes the best self I could do was a bitchy lady. You know, she was bitchy because she was tired. She didn't sleep for 2 weeks and she was doing all this and that. She had to write this. Yeah. It's not an excuse. It's just evidence of the fact that I am human. Yep. And that I will show up as not my best self many times, and I can forgive myself, and other people can forgive me, and we can keep going and be in relationship. Yeah. Or we can't. And this is going to be a lifelong cycle.
Yeah. And we all have bad days.
All of us do. And we have amazing days where we're beasts and amazing and wonderful, and we feel beautiful, and we look beautiful. Yeah. We feel joyful, and then there's days that are not, you know? And we have to be realistic about that, and that's how I think we find joy without like having this expectation that it's always great. Right. Or you always will be like provided for easily. Yeah. That's not the story.
No, and coming back to your question of like, is there a song or something that pulls me back into that? I don't know if I really have an answer. Like, I think it's just different every day. You know, sometimes like yesterday I was feeling really anxious in the work environment, and so like I got to get out and like went for a walk, and that always helps. You know, just like moving my body. Yeah, I mean. Music helps, but sometimes, like, I don't know, sometimes I just need to listen to a podcast too, like, and then it's more of a distraction maybe, but I still feel like it shifts. I think the biggest thing for me is like seeing people that are outside of my work environment and more so in like my community.
Oh yeah.
Because like, I don't know, I just can't not smile. Like when I'm like, I see them, and even if it's like, we're, you know, not like a big interaction, just seeing them on the street and like getting a little hug and be like, how you doing? Like it feels so small, but it totally can change.
Like your neighbors or like friends you haven't seen in a while to reconnect. Yeah.
In the grocery store, like whatever, you know.
Especially when people are afraid to go outside right now.
Yeah.
When you do go outside and you find people who you trust and you feel connected to through like a shared cultural experience, a shared interest, whatever it is. You know, like our shared interest right now is music.
Yeah.
And how we both use it to try to be joyful in life.
Yes.
And how we also have used it in work. And still, it was joyful, even though work was associated, you know?
Yeah.
In fact, we both keep using the word play, me as a play therapist, but in general, like we as people like to play.
Yeah.
We like to play with friends. Like play is not really an isolated activity all the time, right?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It can be in group format. And I think that's, you know, going full circle to the idea of collective care. You know, I've been out here, I've been speaking at conferences. I went on what we called a collective care tour. And
awesome.
I was speaking at health conferences, educational conferences, with this whole idea that the way we're going to heal and recover is that we're going to do it in community and we're going to stand up for each other and we're going to say when something is wrong out loud and not just watch something that's wrong happening like right in front of us because that means we have empathy and compassion with our health, which are healthy things to have.
And we're advocating for ourselves when we advocate for other people.
Totally. And if you love yourself enough to take care of your body and take care of your mind, then most likely you will be aware enough to notice those things happening in front of you, because as long as people around you are deteriorating, when you go outside, you no longer have neighbors to wave at you and smile. You have nothing. All that, what you talked about, could disappear when it's not nurtured. So I think that's why we are engaging in a lot of these, like the benefit concert is one of them, the wellness labs, the food bank, all things that people want to do. Like I want to go dance and listen to music. But while you're there is resources for mental health.
Yeah.
If you happen to really need that, there it is. If you need food, there's resources for case management to get you a medically tailored meal, like monthly food boxes. Did you know that medical insurance, if you are a low-income person on Medi-Cal, that you can get free food boxes delivered to you monthly? You can get free transportation to your doctor's appointments.
Wow.
There's so many things that you can use with your health insurance,
Yeah.
especially if you need that resource right now without having as much income as you used to. These are all benefits available to you. And I think if people tell you about it in these safe environments, they're more likely to use the resource and then do better for themselves and then engage in those restorative practices we talked about. Because going to a concert and dancing with people and finding a resource that you needed is restorative.
Yeah.
And I invite you all, go be restorative. Even if it's not at our benefit concert, just go find community right now.
Yeah.
Because there are safe spaces, but you have to find them and don't be scared and hide away, because right now is the time to not do that.
To connect with people than ever before, for sure.
Yeah.
And I just, no matter what happens, like, I don't think that is ever going to go away. I feel like we're going to just need it more and more, so.
Yeah, and I think there's no problem with joining together with music in the world right now. Like, I think it's just hard right now for like my organization as a nonprofit organization to know what the future looks like.
Yeah.
As well as my other businesses, healthcare related. So many things are changing in regards to the policy, but what won't change is that you need to have a grocery store.
Yeah.
You need to have sunshine. You need to have access to like parks or green space, like in general, just for your nervous system. Yeah, nature. So those are all definite things that I'm just going to recommend as her first therapist on the team to make sure maybe music is maybe your favorite music, your favorite song. Identify what that song is that you know makes you feel joyful just by singing along. And when you're having an icky day, that you enjoy that restorative practice every time, if that's what she can inspire you with.
It's another tool in your toolbox.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, repertoire.
Yes.
About.
Yes. Now I'm like, I gotta go back. You know, normally I'll just put on like my Spotify shuffle and I just always find songs, and sometimes I'm like, you know, flipping through them a little bit, but I love the idea of having like a go-to playlist that just always puts you in a good mood.
Yeah, and I put it on shuffle because all of them are quite fire to me.
Yeah.
You know, so the other day I have to tell you, I was going, so I'm a part of this club called the Renaissance Club.
Okay.
You might want to join it because you're fairly new here to LA, but it's
Okay.
basically a membership in LA where they send you to a different activity once a month based on your interest, right? So
Okay.
one time I got
Sounds
archery,
cool.
another time I got fencing, and then I did an escape room, and then this last time I did a water marbling, right? So I got up that
Cool.
morning and it was like 11 a.m. on a Sunday, and I was like kind of not wanting to go because it was 11 a.m. and I was like feeling very lazy and not going outside like I talked about.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, like, I think because I knew I was going to an art class, there was like this energy of like
Kind of
good
excitement.
feeling and
Yeah.
excitement. And I have a convertible.
Curiosity.
I put my top down and then I put my Smile playlist on, and girl, like it went on shuffle. And then it went to, remember I was talking about K-pop. I'm such a fan. It went to Jenny. She's a member of Black. You know Jenny?
Yeah.
Okay, she's a member of Blackpink, but she also has a solo. So like, there's this song called Extra Large with Doechii. Doechii's the rap
I know
artist.
Doechii. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so go look at this one. It's called
Yes.
Extra. Oh,
Okay.
girl, do you know I was in that car like, ladies, do my ladies run this? Ladies run this. Ladies. I was like, yes, and the people around me were like, I was like, yes. So like, I was hyping up the whole street,
That's
like with
so
very
good.
loud K-pop music. And you know, I'm not a child. And I love me some K-dramas and K-pops, but I'm telling you, that was my
so
song that
good.
day. It was on repeat like
Yeah.
3 times. I made the most beautiful marble. Like it was so
Awesome.
beautiful. I love it. It became a piece of silk.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
That's
so
cool.
you make the art, the paint on top of the water, and you put the silk on it,
That's
and then
awesome.
it keeps your design. So I just made the most fire design. It was
I love
all
it.
like XX large because I'm living this big life where I get to
Yeah.
do art on a Sunday,
Yeah.
and I get to have the top down with the sunshine, and my
And your
energy was,
convertible.
oh yes, and Jenny was like with me, and then Doechii, I was like yes. So anyway, my fans of Doechii and Jenny know what I'm talking about.
So good.
So that was my fire song that day. So sometimes I need to
Yeah.
keep on singing my song like Christina Aguilera. Sometimes I just need to like represent that I'm
Yeah.
a beast and I run this. You know, this is my world. This is
Yeah.
my crown on top of my head.
Yes.
Sometimes I need to give that message. You know,
Yeah.
what you tell yourself you do believe.
Yeah.
And I guess I
Absolutely.
wanted that day because I want to do some good art. Like, girl.
I love it. It's so good. Okay, last question for you because
Mhm.
I think we're about at the hour mark here. We've talked about lots of different songs.
Mhm.
Is there one, or maybe a few, that has specifically changed your life or saved your life in some way?
Yeah, you know what? I think, remember I was talking about that motherhood transition period? I think there was a moment there that I could have like went under of like, when I say went under, I could have given in to not dreaming big,
Yeah.
not having a business, working somewhere and just having
'cause
like
everything
this
was just
routine and then
starting at that point for you.
yeah,
right?
like It really, I could have just given up on the idea of entrepreneurship because basically towards the end of my pregnancy, I went on bed rest and I was the only employee of my business at that time.
Oh.
So my son's 12 now. So 12
Yeah.
years ago, it was basically me making all the money, doing all the work in the business. So at that transition period, I remember that's when the Smile playlist was born because I was more depressed than I've ever been in my
Wow.
whole life.
Yeah.
My body was disconnected. I felt like I didn't have rhythm anymore.
Yeah.
There was so much going on for me that I just didn't know what was going on. But I did find, and I'm not a fan of her.
Okay.
I don't and hate her or anything, but I
Yeah.
just haven't listened to any other song besides what was on the radio, Katy Perry. So there's a song called Rise.
Okay.
And I remember being exposed to it. I don't know where, but it became like a mantra song for, I would say, 2 years consistently.
Wow.
And there's a line in it that says, I won't just survive, you will see me thrive. And she kind of does like a talk sing,
Okay.
like the whole song. And it
Yeah.
started to feel like, and I would just have it on repeat in my
working on
ear.
you. Yeah.
It was like a
Wow.
spell. And I was like, you won't just survive, like you will see me thrive. And like,
Yeah.
seriously, I'm thriving. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I would tell you, my ladies run it, ladies run it. It's like, but Rise was like
Yeah.
not that energy. She was
Yeah.
like, girl, you're a beast. And even there's a part in the song that talks about, don't listen to voices that are not what you talk about. We're going to win. Like, it was like, what you talk about, we're going to win. And I think to consistently keep giving that to myself on repeat when I wasn't feeling that way, really.
Yeah.
I convinced myself. Like, I changed
awesome.
it. I was like,
Yeah.
nope.
Yep. Rewind.
Yes. It's like,
Play
no,
over.
no. So then it became like a mix of Rise and then Keep on Singing My Song. Because Keep on Singing My Song was always, even since I was like teenager, that's
Yeah.
where that one came from. Teenager, early 20s. Because Christina Aguilera she seemed like she had a hard life, and her song reflected that she needed songs like that, because most of her songs are like that, like I can do it, I am powerful, like we call them women anthems, you know, I'm a fighter, like, so I was a fan of her because I think I needed her.
It makes me feel it.
Yeah, like constantly, like she wasn't like I'm sexy. Some of them in the beginning, but it was mostly like I'm gonna keep going no matter what you say. Like that's her whole repertoire if you listen to it. Totally. Sometimes she falls in love. But but most of it is like I'm a bad bitch. Yeah. So I needed Christina to be bad. There's a song called Bionic. I love Bionic. That also, it was Rise. Keep on singing my song in Bionic. If you've never heard Bionic.
Oh, I'm gonna go listen to all three of these now.
It basically says step into the future that I create with my brain game. Ooh, there's a whole rap that she's like doing.
What?
Yeah, I have the whole album cover in my bedroom, that Bionic album cover, because of how much like she was motivating me to be like, so cool. Let me use my brain game to kill it. So Christina and Katy Perry, thank you for raising a beast.
That is awesome. I don't know how I fell off the Christina train to miss that.